So in this short demo video, we'll take a look at building a Google site. It could be used for a teacher web page, a class project that all students collaborate on, possibly a individual student project, or a couple of students partnered up to work on a project, maybe even a student portfolio. In a later video that I have posted, you can see how to push out templates to your class. But first, let's just dive into Google Sites and see what you can do with it. So first, obviously get to Google Sites. If you don't know how to get there, you'll want to access your app icon and then click Sites, and that'll bring you to your Google Site page for your school district, within your Google Apps domain. So I have a couple sites here, and you can see there's the Create button and a couple other options, deleted or browse sites. Browse sites will give you, the opportunity to see what other sites are created among Google users. Deleted sites will show you a list of sites that you've trashed essentially and put in the deleted section. You can actually delete them further from there so they're no longer available. So if you accidentally delete a site, that's where you would go to find a site that you may have deleted inadvertently. All right, so first you obviously want to select the Create button to create your first site. Now you're going to have a couple different options. You will be able to choose from a template, or you'll be able to select a theme and just work from scratch on a specific blank template and theme. So when you look from the gallery of templates, you can see that they're categorized in a few different areas, and you can really just kind of almost endlessly scroll through here and see what sites people have created and shared as templates. So there's many to choose from, as you can see. So I'm going to work off of a blank template to keep things simple in our demo here. And you'll want to name your site and then select a theme. So kind of the first step to personalization of your Google site. So this is a very generic name here and not getting too creative with it. So your theme, you have a lot of different options which are further customizable once you dive into the editing functions of the site. We can look at those in a little while. All right, so let's just go ahead and pick a theme, and then we'll want to select the Create button. So the first page you have for your site is like your home page or your landing page. This is what people will see as the first page of the site. You can certainly edit this, like I said, but for now, let's just look at some of the main functions you have within a Google site. Three important buttons over here are your settings wheel, your add a page button, and then your edit the page button. So let's first take a look at settings. So within the settings, you have a few different generic options here at the top. You can see your revision history from edits that you've made. You can personally subscribe to your changes that are made, and you can print or copy pages and then view the page as a person viewing your website would see it. So that's something good to check out after you've made a bunch of edits. You can certainly save one single page as a template. The button that I think probably or setting to get into right away is probably sharing settings and manage site, and you can do that all from the sharing permissions. You can do all from the manage site section as well. So let's look at that. All right, so this page has loaded, and you can see here that you can change the name if needed, add some categories, add a description as well. That might be important. This is the button that you would use to publish your site as a new template. You can do that. Let's see, what else do we have? Some Google Webmaster Tools and some analytics tools. Some pretty advanced things that you're not really going to do if you're just putting a site out for your students to view as a classroom page. But access settings is pretty important here. So who can access the site? So anyone who can view the site will have access to these settings. And then if you add a collaborator, they can also access the revision history as well. So you'll want to pay attention to those if you have two students or multiple students working on a student project. So you're going to want all of them to have this setting here on collaborators only. All right, so commenting is the comments at the bottom of a page. You may want to turn that on if it's supposed to be an interactive website. You may not need that. So for now, I'll leave that off. And then right under general, you can jump into the sharing permissions. So this is where you'll set the sharing permissions for who can view this page. So obviously you're the owner, and right now it says that anyone in the Marlboro district can find and edit this site. Let's change that to specific people. So we'll make that off. So let's say I'll only want to share this site with one or two collaborators. If you want to go back and change this and later on and make it available for the entire school district, or anyone at the school district can search for it, or literally anyone with the link can access it. So the link could certainly get passed around among people. Or public on the web means anyone can search and then find and access this site. No sign-in is also required for that. So for now, we'll just leave it off, specific people, and select save. And then you have some other options here to view pages and the page templates and deleted items and all of that. So I don't have a lot of pages right now. I have one page. So this would be where you would reorder pages, and we can come back to that in a little bit. So let's get back to my example site by clicking the title. All right. So if I want to edit this page, I'll just use this edit button. It'll bring up a toolbar that gives you, very familiar text editing options and, a couple new features. So you're probably familiar with the link button. So if you have any text and you want to make it a hyperlink, you would just click this button after highlighting it. But let's say you have some HTML code that you want to enter into a field to make some kind of interactive widget or gadget, they might call it, on your site. You can click the edit HTML code, and this is where you would paste that code. You have a few different options on the menu bar. You can insert images, links, tables of contents, sub-page listings, a straight horizontal line to section off a page, and you have gadgets that you could enter as well, recent posts, updated files and text boxes and other gadgets. And then Google has other things that you could do where you could enter a calendar, a Google Calendar, right from this page, Google Drive documents, Google Plus, interactions, Google Hangout buttons, and all of that, even a Google Map or a YouTube video. So a lot of different options to dive into here. Under the More Gadgets button, you have some pretty neat ones that people have created. Google Plus share button, a YouTube icon or a gadget, a slideshow maker. This would have an interactive slideshow across the screen. All sorts of different things. And one thing that you might want to add in is a Twitter button, and that one's pretty good to gain followers or have people contact you. So here, maybe I'll want to enter some welcome text, and I'll just say, more about the classroom page. All right, so you get the idea. You can obviously edit all of this text just by using your text editors at the top of your screen. And after you make any changes, don't forget to hit the save button. All right, so let's add a web page. So you have a few different options when you start, adding new pages. Obviously, you want to think about what you're adding next. So let's just call this a resource page. And let's make this a file cabinet. And this essentially will get us, give us the ability to link to our Google Drive account. So if we put it at the top level, it means it's its own page. If we put it under the home page, it means that it's a sub page of the home page. So here you can see that this is a resource page. I've obviously named it that, but this is where you would select your Google Drive files. You could possibly add some links or other files. So if I click add file, this will allow me to browse my own computer. If I click add a link, this is where I'll paste the link to a different site. Or add from Drive, this will give me the ability to browse my Google Drive and start adding files here. So you see I have access to my Google Drive, and maybe I want to go to presentations, and we'll go to let's say this slideshow here and say select, and now this gets added. Now what I'll do is I can select that second column and I can add a description if I wanted, and it gives me an update on the site, when it was added and who added it. So if you have collaborators, you could see that all your students are collaborating to the resources here. You can select the file and then move it, or you can delete it as well. So let's add another page now. Click the Create Page button. And let's try the list page template. So select list and then keep it at the top level. And let's name this other website resources. And go ahead and select create. So here what we'll do is we'll make a list of websites that you might want your students to visit. So you can see it gives you a few different templates. So you have action items, issues, unit status. So this might be status of things in the project. And let's create our own template. So let's call this the name of resource. So this is column 1. It's a text. We'll add a second column. And let's call this the website address. And we'll select URL. So it makes it a hyperlink. And sort time can be by edit time. So that means anything that's added new or newer, the newest item will appear at the top. And then kids or students that visit this can sort them as well. Once you select save, the list page will be created, and then you'll go ahead and start adding things to your list. So you have your add item button that only you see when you're viewing this page in edit mode, and then you can start adding your resources. So let me get a couple of resources for us right now. Let's get a Khan Academy, and let's get maybe Zern Math, and I guess let's get ST Math real quick too. While everything's loading, we'll get back into our site and we'll start adding these resources. So the name of our resource is Khan Academy, and our website khanacademy.org. Even though it didn't load, we can still get that link. You could actually change the text to display the name of the site rather than the actual website address. And after you click Add Item, it appears on the list right here. So this would be, a good way to organize websites for your kids if you don't want them on your other resource page that had links to your Google Drive documents and slideshows and activities there. So you have a lot of different ways to maybe communicate very similar information, but you use what's best for you and what you like. So let's just paste another site in just to model that one more time. So again, this one was Zurn Math, and our website goes there, and let's just leave display text empty for now so you can see the difference. So here it posts the address, whereas this one shows you a display text that you entered in. All right, let's go and add another page now. Let's make this like a contact page and a calendar page. So create page button. Let's call this class calendar, and we're going to use a regular web page here. Select create. So the page is blank so far. So this little folder just gives you like a way to add attachments and all of that. But what we want to do is link to our Google Calendar. So we'll select the insert button, and we'll come over here to our Google column. And then we're going to select what calendar we're looking to add here. So I'll go ahead and add an example classroom calendar. You can adjust the pixels and the width and height of your calendar. So if you leave your width blank, it'll say the entire width of your calendar. Let's make the height 800. You could select your time zone. You have your display options. I think right now we'll leave everything checked off and we'll click save. So right now the calendar is not really appearing here, so let's just center it. And if you want it to be wider than this or taller than this, you can definitely do that. That height looks a little tall, so let's say I'm going to go back in and click on the calendar right in that space and click the properties icon, and let's shrink the calendar back to 600 and see how that looks. All right, that might work. Let's click the save button, and we'll see how this appears. So there's the calendar. It looks pretty good. It doesn't have anything on it right now, but if it did, there would be things populating the calendar right here. All right, now let's add a new page from Google Drive. So let's come up to our Add Page button. And let's call this a reading activities page. And let's keep it as a web page for now, and keep it at the top level, and then go ahead and select create. All right, so let's edit this page. And let's insert a Google Sheet. So click insert and then come over to the right and select Google Drive. You could certainly insert a Google document. or a folder or a form even, and display the form on this page, but let's display a list. So this is a quick way to manage a list of activities or whatever you want in a Google Sheet, and then insert it right onto your page. So if you make any edits on the back end in Google Sheets, you'll be able to have these updates display live right on your website, which is a pretty cool feature. So you can have it as view as a sheet, spreadsheet published. So let's go ahead and select save, and go ahead and click save here. So now you can see the items that I have going on in this Google Sheet that are listed here with some links that are live are all listed here. And if you come up to settings and you preview this page as a viewer or someone visiting your site, they'll see this document or Google Sheet in the form of a spreadsheet on your page. So it's a pretty cool way to have this information displayed on your web page, again, because you can make any edits offline or on another computer or what have you in this Google Sheet, and it'll update right here on your web page. So there's no additional steps to come into your website to make those updates. So I like that feature. It's pretty cool. Again, that would work for a Google Doc as well. All right, now let's add a announcements page. So come up to your add page, and let's just make this title Classroom Announcements. And the template you want to use is announcements. And let's put this at the top level as well. So here what this will do is create a page that's sort of like a blog, and essentially your latest post or announcement will always appear at the top of your page. So if you're familiar with blogs or even the way Google Classroom works, the latest updates appear at the top of the page. So maybe this is welcome to our class at the start of the year, and you can enter text in the main text box, click save to make the announcement post to the page. So now you see essentially on our left here in this toolbar screen or this menu screen, you have welcome to our class as a subpage under classroom announcements. So if we click class announcements, we're at the next high level of this page, click new post, and we'll add a second announcement. Click save to post that, and now we'll see that these announcements are kind of appearing in sequential order with our newest at the top of the page. It's our latest subpage. So to tab back, just click Classroom Announcements again, and then you can see our posts in newest sorted to oldest at the bottom. So that's Classroom Announcements. It's a pretty easy way to have your class informed if you instruct and teach them how to get to this page and stay up to date. The other option would be instructing students to go to the classroom calendar and seeing events and details on this page as well. So again, remember the classroom calendar links to your own Google Calendar that you would link to this site for your students. All right, thanks for watching this demo video of Google Sites. There's many other examples of ways you could use sites for your teacher page or student portfolios or student project pages. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. Thanks again.